Welcome to Charlotte, everyone. This is the starting quarterback for Louisville football coming into the season, Tyler Shough, a guy who brings a lot of experience to Cardinal football. Tyler, I want you to walk me back through the process of evaluating Louisville as an option, what stood out and what led you to the build.
Yeah, I mean, I think just the expectations of just being really high expectations to come in and win the ACC. You know, they obviously got to that point last year, and I really wanted to be a part of a good team and play for Coach Brohm and his offense. Just the ability that they have, just with multiple personnel groups, multiple formations, a lot of talent on the outside and up front. Just the opportunity to come in and contribute to that was really attractive to me.
Yeah, you mentioned the flexibility you have in that offense and said maybe in past offense sometimes you can feel like a robot, and now you kind of have more control. When did you start to get a feel for that, during the spring or what happened there?
Yeah, I mean, I think my time at Texas Tech, I grew a lot from that standpoint.
Yeah.
In those offenses, and then coming here to showcase what I can do, and kind of my experience in multiple offenses, and coming into this one and showing them that trust so they can put a lot on my plate, and they've done a really good job of coaching us and what we can do, and I think just Coach Brian and Jeff, they're really smart. They played the position, so they understand what it takes. What's going to be good versus what, and just really empowering us to go get the job done.
What have you noticed about Jeff and Brian and getting to work with them in practice that, you hear a lot about guys and they sell you on coming to a school, but until you see them in those settings where they're coaching you every day, I would assume you learn a little bit more about it.
No, I mean, they're the same dudes every day. And, I think just learning from them, and when we're watching film, it's not, hey, maybe you should have done this, or this maybe would have been better. It's like they're talking from the standpoint of, well, I would have thrown it here. I see this look.
Okay.
I see this kind of defender creeping in right here. Because they've been behind the face mask. They understand how this looks, what coverage looks like for this. What maybe is a reasonable throw. It's a reasonable check down. How can we take this shot here? So it's definitely a different perspective, and it's really valuable for me in my position because they understand the pressures, the necessities, how to get the job done really. And I think it's been really fun for me to learn from them and to go out there and try and put it all together.
You sound like you like what's around you weapon-wise, a few new receivers to Louisville, a few guys who have been around, new tight ends. How would you describe the total arsenal of weapons you have at your disposal?
Man, I mean, I feel like depth and big plays are two ways to describe it. I feel like we got a lot of depth in every position, more than I've ever had in my career.
Wow. Okay.
And then a lot of really good talent, to go out there and take the top off. Our receivers run really good routes. They're really smart. They've been in the offense, for this year. And we got some new, really talented guys coming in, Colin Lacey and Ja'Cory Brooks.
Yeah.
So I mean, they really add an element, of speed and big playability as well. And then our O-line is looking fantastic. They're in there putting work every single day, working their butts off. And our tight end room is, I think, deeper than I've ever seen. We got, a couple transfers coming in with Mark Revin and Jaleel Skinner and Isaiah Cummings, and some guys coming back with Jamar Johnson and Nate Frisky and Dwayne Martin. They add an element, each of their own. They have their own skill set of big playability, speed, strength, knowledge of the game and of the offense. And I really trust any of those guys to put them in there and get the job done. So I think the amount of depth that we have and experience is really going to be an asset for us.
You made me chuckle earlier talking about the difference in college football now versus when you started. Couldn't afford Chipotle and had to take a bike to practice back in the day. It's changed a little bit since then. NIL and such, when you look at it from the perspective of an athlete who has seen it from that point, just what comes to mind for you for where this sport is at now and the athlete's place in it?
Yeah, I think my biggest piece of advice to high school guys and guys coming into college and transferring guys is you want to set yourself up to develop relationships within the community that you're in, and set yourself up for success to go in the league. The amount of money that you can make in the league is far more than what you can do now, and really understanding that, not coming into it with a sense of entitlement that you're owed this. Because a lot of guys, including myself and years before, you weren't getting anything. You had to go out there and play well in order to receive those benefits, and keeping the main thing, and
for sure,
and understanding that. So, whatever year it may be, and you want to go out there and produce and develop trust within your teammates and the coaches, and that's going to benefit you more than going to X company and trying to get whatever you can. I think that's been my biggest goal, is to grow within that standpoint and be there for my teammates and do everything I can to lead as I can.
The last thing for me is we talk about the injury history and such with you. When you hear that, does that motivate you more for this season? And what do you try to enlighten people on for what you've been through on that journey?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it puts a chip on my shoulder for sure. You know, I think nobody's immune to an injury, and I feel like you know, if I'm a coach or an NFL GM, I want somebody who's been through adversity, can handle the ups and downs, and is better because of it. You know, somebody who's come into college or going in the NFL and has only anything but success.
Yeah.
You know, that's not going to last forever. For me, I've just taken it as an opportunity to grow and learn from it. And, you know, there's just freak injuries. You know, I understand the label that maybe gets put on it, and it's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, how do you respond to that? And I think I've taken that and put my best foot forward, and really wanted to come here to Louisville to go prove myself and prove others wrong, and prove myself right, and prove to the coaches that, you know, that they believe in me and I believe in myself. And you know, I'm ready to go do it. And it's been really exciting so far.
We look forward to watching you,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Tyler Shough, University of Louisville
Thank
quarterback. Thanks for keeping up with us. From Charlotte, I'm Tyler Greever for WDRB Sports.